Yo, hey guys, it's poppin'. Jacques Slade here, back with another unboxing. Well, not really an unboxing because you guys could actually see already what I have right here. So these two sneakers are two sneakers that I've picked up recently. Now, I don't usually share my pickups here, but I've heard a few comments, a few tweets from you guys asking me to add my own collection to some of these videos. And I do mix in my own personal shoes in here and there, but I'll do it a little bit more often because it seems like that's really what people want to see, what it is that I'm actually buying, what I'm picking up to wear myself, in addition to some of the other stuff that is sent to me to show you guys and to review for you guys so you guys have better information about those. Now, these two both sold out. I was lucky enough to get a pair because of select people, especially this top pair. So let's get right into those first because that's the pair that I'm really the most excited about. And technically you've actually already seen this pair here on this channel. I did an unboxing on these already. However, they weren't my shoes. They were the shoes of my buddy Nick because they sold out, as I said before, and I wasn't able to get a pair. But someone hit me up on Twitter and told me that they had a pair and that they would sell them to me for retail, which I was very appreciative of. And so I obviously went ahead and picked them up. So let's get right into it. As you can see from the top of the box, this is the Tinker Hatfield Air Jordan 3. Now, why am I so excited about this shoe? I explained it a little bit in the video, but I want to give you guys a few more details about this shoe. I just think it's a really good looking shoe. I love the history. I love the context of the shoe, which makes it even better to me. I mean, I guess it doesn't make it look better to me, but it does give it a little more story to me, which makes me want to wear it more and be able to like tell that story to people when they ask about the shoe. So let me get these out of the box and we can get a closer look at them. Now, some of the details on the shoe, obviously they use the white, black, gray, and the red. It looks a lot like Air Flight 89 for those that are familiar with the Flight 89s. But the big thing about this shoe is the swoosh. Now, most of you know that the Jordan line never had a Nike swoosh on the side after the Air Jordan 1. However, when Tinker Hatfield first designed the Air Jordan 3, which is what this model represents, his original sketch of the shoe, it has the Nike swoosh. Now, for some, this is cool. This actually looks pretty neat. I am indifferent. I'm not for it and I'm not necessarily against it. I guess I'm more for it just because I love the historical context of seeing how Tinker's mind works. So if those that don't know Tinker, if you're watching this channel, I imagine you know who Tinker is. Tinker is a guy named Tinker Hatfield. He designed every Air Jordan from the Air Jordan 3 all the way through the Air Jordan 15. His original sketch, which this shoe is based on for the Air Jordan 3, featured the Nike swoosh and it had Nike here as well. Now, when a designer designs a shoe, they often go through several different versions of that design. The designer designs it, he submits it, the product team gets a look at it, the sales team gets a look at it, the marketing team gets a look at it, the performance team gets a look at it. So all these people have their pieces and their hands in on the design. However, back when Tinker created this design, he decided himself that he didn't want to have the Nike swoosh on the shoe. And my personal feeling and my personal thought on that is, because of that decision, he helped change the direction of the Air Jordan line entirely and forever. See, the Air Jordan 3 represents a lot of first. It's the first to have elephant print. It's the first to have the visible air unit, which comes from the Air Max line, which Tinker designed as well. The first Air Max was designed the year before the Air Jordan 3 came out, which kind of makes sense that he would put that same thing here on the basketball shoe. Went from a running shoe to a basketball shoe. Again, the work of Tinker Hatfield. And my mind is just kind of goes all over the place when I think about the things that he did when he brought this shoe together. Like the removal of this made the Jordan shoe stand on its own. It made Jordan separate from Nike in a sense. It took away the swoosh. The swoosh has this branding, it has this power, it has its own mystique, it has its own ethos, and without the swoosh on the shoe, it allowed the Jordan line to kind of grow into its own personal thing and its own sort of established company. And we obviously know now at this point in hindsight that the Jordan line created its own company, which we now know as the Jordan brand. So maybe this was the start of that. The removal of the swoosh and Tinker's belief that Jordan could stand on his own helped Jordan brand become Jordan brand. Just a thought, just throwing it out there in case you guys are wondering. This is why I love this shoe. I love the hang tag that it has Tinker's signature there, has Jordan there. This just represents history to me. It represents a long line of shoes that we all love, and this is where I feel like the Jordan line really started. The Air Jordan 1 and the Air Jordan 2, they are dope shoes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're not dope and that they don't have their own place in the history of the Jordan line. But the Air Jordan 3 is when I feel like the Air Jordan line really started and became about Jordan and not about a Nike shoe for Jordan. Just my thoughts. Anyway, so let's move on to the other shoe that I have. Now this one, I didn't even think I was going to be able to get my hands on. I got super lucky. I woke up late and I still went on sneakers and I was still able to get a pair. They were online for a little while, but then they eventually sold out. And the reason that I wanted to get these is because I was in New York and I went to Stadium Goods, and they have a version of this shoe that's selling for $30,000. Yes, there's the $30,000 Jordan shoe. It's the Air Jordan 11 Derek Jeter, the Respect Jordan 2. There's only 5 pairs of the shoe made, and they're selling at resale shops for $30,000. With only 5 pairs of that shoe, I imagine that every one of those people is trying to sell their shoe if they know that it's going for that amount of money. I'll be honest, I want the shoe. I'm not gonna say I don't think. I will not be paying $30,000 for the shoe. So if there's some way that I'm able to get my hands on a pair, I will, but definitely $30,000 is way out of the budget. Anyway, so this one takes on some of the character of the old Jordan boxes. I really like that it has all the old Jordan, has the Jordan 2 on here, actually has the Jordan 11. There's an Air Jordan 3 right there, an Air Jordan 1, has like all the old advertisements. I really enjoy that here on the box. And if you open up the box, you see that they went with all black. Very nice touch. And here is the shoe, and take a look at that. Now, first thing I noticed about this shoe is how deep and how rich this blue is. They call it binary blue, and it just pops. It's almost like a purple, like a deep, rich blue that makes it almost purple, and it looks great. And it's obviously inspired by the Yankee blue, which is more of a navy blue, but this binary blue just pops. It's a really bright color. For those, when you get your hands on a pair, or if you have a pair, you'll see that this color really just kind of pops off the shoe. Now, this version is what I assume is Jordan Brand's way of saying, hey, we know all of you couldn't get the mid-top version, so here's the low-top version. And actually, it's kind of perfect because the summer is coming right around, and low tops obviously are a better shoe for the summer. But let's talk about some of the details. As you've already heard me raving about, the color of this is really intense. Binary blue. This suede all the way around the shoe. The Jordan 11 generally has Cordura mesh here on the inside, on the lateral side, and on the medial side, right above at the top of your foot. But for this shoe, they kept with the suede. The lace stays are suede. The tongue is suede. So basically the entire upper is suede. But what they did on the inside is they kept it padded, but they added a bit of a nappy suede sort of look. Nappy suede is when you can kind of feel the suede. It's very thin and a very light version of that, but you can feel it here along the liner, and it just feels like a luxury shoe. It feels like an upgraded version of the Air Jordan 11, and as most of you already know, the Air Jordan 11 is kind of like, I would say, like the luxury shoe in the Air Jordan lineup. But this version of the shoe, it just takes it up a notch. The materials in here are really great. I love that Jordan Brand took the time and took the time and the craftsmanship to really put together a nice package with the suede on these. Now, another detail are the laces. They didn't go with normal laces, although they do come in the box. They gave you the leather laces, which look really great against the suede here. For the detailing, these are obviously about Derek Jeter. That's why you have the 2 here on the heel right above the Jumpman, and that's on both of the heels. On the inside, you have Respect, which is obviously like Derek Jeter's logo, or like his slogan, I guess you would say. And then on the other shoe, on the right shoe, you have 2 on the inside as well. Another detail that they included is the respect across the tongue. You know that they usually do that on the Jordan 11 where it says Jordan, but instead it says respect here, but it has a 2 instead of the S. And really, the whole package of this shoe just looks really great in my opinion. The outsole is translucent as well, but it's more like of a milky color, almost like a glow in the dark. If you think of a glow in the dark color, but without the green inside of it. So that same sort of milky, maybe tan sort of color. That's the color I see here on the outsole. Carbon fiber plate is there obviously with the Jumpman, and then they have off-white on the midsole as well, but it's not a bright white, so the off-white kind of blends with the milky white of the outsole, and then obviously the binary blue of the upper. It makes for a really good package in my opinion. I think Jordan Brand did a really good job with these. Now these were priced at a premium, so they were $200 as opposed to the usual, I believe it's $175 for the lows, maybe $160 or $175 for the Jordan 11 low. So you did pay a little bit more, especially here in California, if you got to pay tax, which is like 10%. But anyway, yeah, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at these. I really like the way these look. I like the way that they came out. I think Jordan Brand did a really good job with them, and something that I'm definitely going to be rocking this summer. I think they're going to look really, really great in the sunshine here. But one more thing, bring back these, the Tinkers. Both the product of Tinker Hatfield, both very nice, and I'm happy that I was able to pick up both of these. Shout out to Graham over on Twitter for hooking me up with these, and just got lucky with sneakers, with the sneakers app with these. Anyway, with that being said, as always, guys, I appreciate you. Make sure you stay tuned because I've got some incredible stuff coming up in the next couple of days that I can't tell you what it is, but just trust me that you're going to want to watch those videos. Anyway, that being said, I'm Jacques Slade. As always, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. And if you want, why don't you go ahead and subscribe if you really like the content here. All right, I'll see you soon. Peace.